Hello children, I am Needu, your English teacher. Today we are going to study the second part of the chapter From the Diary of Anne Frank. This chapter is an extract from The Diary of a Young Girl written by Anne Frank. Before starting today's session, we can just recall the things we studied in the last class. We studied about Anne Frank. She was a 13 years old school-going girl from a Jewish family who had to go into hiding during Second World War to avoid the Nazis. Anne got a diary as a gift on her 13th birthday. At first, she didn't like the idea of writing diary at all, but then she felt like writing because she had to get off all the things from her chest. Then she thought of the saying, paper has more patience than people. Then she started writing the diary and she was in need of a real friend who could be more than a diary. Okay, then Anne explains that no one believed that the girl was alone in the world because she was actually not alone. She had her loving parents, a sister, and almost 30 other people. She had a decent family except one true friend. We can talk of ordinary things every day, but we won't get closer to everyone, isn't it? Even we cannot confide in one another. Since the writing facts cannot be changed, Anne started writing the diary, and that diary became her everlasting friend. And what was the name she gave for that diary? Kitty. Anne wrote that her father was the most adorable person, and at the age of 36 he got married to Anne's mother. Name of her mother was Edith. In 1926 her sister Margot was born. Then she was born on 12th June 1929. So Anne Frank was born on 12th June 1929. They lived in Germany. And in 1933, her father emigrated to Holland. She, along with Margot, went to Aachen to stay with their grandmother. By the next December, both the sisters went to Holland. There, she started studying at the Montessori Nursery School. And when she was in the 6th standard, Mrs. Kupras was her headmistress. At the end of the year, there was a farewell function and the separation from headmistress was full of tears. Anne loved her grandmother very much. She fell ill in the summer of 1941. She had an operation, but she died in January 1942. Her grandmother's death was all the more troublesome. That means she became so sad. At Anne's birthday celebration, a separate candle was lit for the grandmother. In her diary, Anne wrote that all the 4 members were doing well and she was much dedicated to her diary. This event was written by Anne Frank on 20th June 1942 on Saturday. So, this much was been explained or studied in the last class. And now we are moving to the second session of chapter. And here it starts. Dearest Kitty, our entire class is quacking in its boots. The reason, of course, is the forthcoming meeting in which the teachers decide who will move up to the next form and who will be kept back. Half the class is making bets. GN and I laugh ourselves silly at the 2 boys behind us. CN and Jacques, who have been stacked their entire holiday savings on their bet. From morning to night, it is, "You are going to pass." "No, I am not." "Yes, you are." "No, I am not." Even G's pleading glances and my angry outburst can't calm them down. If you ask me, there are so many dummies that about a quarter of the class should be kept back. But teachers are the most unpredictable creatures on earth. On June 20th, 1942, Anne begins writing in her diary, addressing it as her friend Kitty. She is saying, our entire class is quacking in its boots. What's the meaning of quacking in its boots? It means shaking with fear and nervousness. She says that her entire class, the entire students are very much nervous about their results. It's that day of result declaration. The reason, of course, is the forthcoming meeting. Forthcoming means upcoming. Okay, forthcoming meeting in which the teachers decide who will move up to the next form and who will be kept back. Okay, so on that day, teachers will select the students to be moved to the next class or to be kept back. Okay, then half the class is making bets. So the students are keeping bets in between them by saying that you are going to pass. Others saying no, I'm not, and yes, in such a way bets are being done. Okay. GN and I. GN may be the name of a student who is very much friendly with her. It's not given complete. Anyhow, GN is her friend, and she and Frank laugh ourselves silly at two boys behind us. So they are laughing at two other boys named CN and Jacques. They are laughing at CN and Jacques because what's the reason? Who have staked means to risk an amount of money. Staked means to risk an amount of money which they saved the entire holiday. That means the entire holiday savings they had is been spent on their bet by seeing that GN and our Anne Frank laughed. Okay, then from morning to night, the complete day. It's you are going to pass. No, I'm not. Yes, you are. No, I'm not. So the complete day they were saying these kind of comments each other. Some are trying to console others by saying that, oh, you are going to pass. Other is not much confident in that. So they are saying, no, I'm not. So such kind of conversations have been done among all these children. Then even G's pleading glances. Pleading glances means it's an expression or a look which shows someone that you want something very much. So they through a glance, through a look, one is G is saying them to be silent, but they are not doing it. And my angry outburst is in at certain time or certain circumstances, Anne Frank is making some outbursts. She is getting angry and she is shouting at them to be silent in the class, but that is also of no use. It's also in vain. If you ask me, there are so many dummies that about a quarter of the class should be kept back. Dummies means an object designed to resemble and serve as a substitute for the real or usual one. Okay, substitution, for substitution an object is being made. So that kind of objects can be called as dummies. So who have been called here as dummies? Some students in the class have been humorously being called as dummies because they won't be studying much, they won't be responding well in the class. Okay, so she believed that those kind of dummies, it is almost a quarter of the class. A quarter of the class is of such kind of students. They should not be allowed to pass. Okay, so in such a way she responds. But look at the next phrase she used. Teachers are the most unpredictable creatures on earth. But teachers' decision can't be predicted. Okay, she says the teachers are the most unpredictable creatures. We can't say what's the next step teachers are going to take or what's the next decision teacher takes and all. So that's why she says that us teachers are the most unpredictable. We can't predict. Predict means not able to foresee. Okay, so teachers have such a character, and that's why she doesn't know what's the next thing going to happen. Then look at the next paragraph. I'm not so worried about my girlfriends and myself. We'll make it. The only subject I'm not sure about is maths. Anyway, all we can do is wait. Until then, we keep telling each other not to lose heart. And says that she is not bothered about herself and her friends because she is very much sure that they all will pass. The only thing or the only subject she is unsure about is mathematics. Seems to have a tough time. She seems to have a tough time with that subject, with mathematics. But anyhow, they are consoling each other. They are giving a positive thought. They are giving a hope in their mind by saying that, oh yes, let us wait and hope for the best. Okay. Then, I get along pretty well with all my teachers. There are 9 of them, 7 men and 2 women. I get along. Get along means have a friendly relationship. Okay. So Anne Frank had a very good friendly relationship with all her teachers. How many teachers were there at her school? There are 9 of them. 9 teachers were there. 9 teachers taught them. Then 7 men and 2 women were included. Then Mr. Keesing. Especially about one teacher she mentions in her diary. His name is Mr. Keesing. The old fogey, Mr. Keesing, the old fogey. Old fogey means an old-fashioned person. Old fogey who teaches Max. Mr. Keesing was her Max teacher. Was annoyed with me. What's the meaning of annoyed? Very much angry, irritated or angry. Be angry with me for ages, for many years. What's the reason? Because I talked so much. Because what's the reason? She talked. She was very much talkative. That's why this teacher, Mr. Keesing, was very much angry on her. After several warnings, he assigned me extra homework. So usually Mr. Keesing will be giving her warnings not to talk that much. But one day he became that much angry and assigned an extra homework to Anne Frank. Instead of that, as punishment, he gave a homework. Okay, an essay on the subject. What was that homework? She should write an essay on the subject chatterbox. A chatterbox. A chatterbox. What can you write about that? I'd worry about that later, I decided. I jotted down the title in my notebook, tucked it in my bag, and tried to keep quiet. So, chatterbox. What's the meaning? It's a funny way to call a person who likes to chatter, who likes to talk much. Talkative person. Okay, can be called as chatterbox. So, the teacher, Mr. Keesing, assigned her to write an essay on the topic, a chatterbox. And she began to think, what will I write about that? What can I write about that topic? And later she decided, I'll think about it later. And by deciding that, what she did, I jotted down. Jotted down means wrote down. The title, she just noted or wrote that title in her notebook. Not to forget that, she wrote it in her notebook and tucked it in my bag. She placed it carefully in her bag and tried to keep quiet. Not to get any more punishments, she tried to keep quiet. Then next paragraph. That evening, after I had finished the rest of my homework, the note about the essay caught my eye. I began thinking about the subject while chewing the tip of my fountain pen. So that evening, after finishing all her homeworks, she took out that book which she should have to write the essay. And she began to think about the subject. What was the subject? She should have to write an essay on the topic a chatterbox, isn't it? And she began to think about it by chewing the tip of her fountain pen, by chewing it. It's a habit of some children to do like that, isn't it? Mannerism of children can be different. One of her mannerism is chewing the tip of fountain pen. Then, anyone could ramble on and leave big spaces between the words. But the trick was to come up with convincing arguments to prove the necessity of talking. So, anyone could ramble on. Ramble on means talk or write aimlessly for long. Anybody can write anything and leave big spaces between the words. That means anybody can write anything on any topic meaninglessly. But she says that. through this essay, she needs to bring forth, she needs to write some arguments, some statements, some points to prove the necessity of talking. She needs to say to the teacher that students need to be talked. So some points, some good points to argue, to support that should be written there in her essay. She thought in such a way, and she began to think and think and think about it. Okay, I thought and thought, and suddenly I had an idea. I wrote the 3 pages Mr. Keysin had assigned me and was satisfied. So she thought and thought and thought a lot, and at last wrote 3 pages of that essay. Okay, on that topic she wrote 3 pages. I argued that, we can see what are the points she included in that essay. I argued that talking is a student's trait. Trait means genetically determined characteristic. Okay, so talking is a student's habit or a student's character. She wrote in such a way. And that I would do my best to keep it under control. Anyway, I'll try to keep it under control. Okay, then, but that I would never be able to cure myself of the habit. But I can't keep myself away from that habit. What's the reason? Since my mother talked as much as I did, if not more, and that there's not much you can do about inherited traits. Inherited traits means qualities, can be physical or mental, qualities that one gets from one's parents. So inherited traits, talking is her inherited trait because her mother talked much. Mother is much talkative lady, so that's why she inherited that character from her mother. Anyway, she promised that she'll try her best to reduce or to keep it under control. Okay, then, so this is the point she included in her essay. Then Mr. Keysin had a good laugh at my arguments, but when I proceeded to talk my way through the next lesson, he assigned me a second essay. So at first, by reading that essay, Mr. Keysin was not at all angry. She just laughed. He just had a good laugh. But later, even though she promised him that she will try her level best to keep it under control, she began to talk again. So what happened? He assigned me a second essay. She did the same thing in the class again. She became much talkative again, and the teacher, Mr. Keysin, is giving an essay the next time. Okay, again an essay is to be given as a homework to her. And look at the topic of that essay. This time it was supposed to be on an incorrigible chatterbox. Incorrigible. What's the meaning? Something that cannot be corrected. Something which is not able to be changed. Okay. So an incorrigible chatterbox. So that was the topic he gave. I handed it in. And Mr. Keysin had nothing to complain about for 2 whole lessons. So I handed it in. Anyway, I just handed in means to give something to a person in authority. I wrote the essay and gave that to, or handed it to whom? Mr. Keysin. And for 2 whole lessons, till completing 2 whole lessons, I was silent in the class and I didn't cause any problems. I didn't create any problems in the class. Almost everything was okay. However, during the 3rd lesson, he had finally had enough. So he had finally had enough means he had lost his patience really. Okay, because she became that much talkative again. And what happened? During the 3rd lesson, I had finally had enough. And Frank, as punishment for talking in class, write an essay. Yes, 3rd time. Write an essay entitled "Quack Quack Quack," said Mistress Chatterbox. So the essay topic given at this time is very interesting. What was that? Quack quack quack, said Mistress Chatterbox. On that topic, you should write an essay, he said. The class roared. Roared here denotes laughed. Okay, so the complete class laughed out loud by hearing the topic of this essay. I had to laugh too, though I had nearly exhausted my ingenuity on the topic of chatterboxes. Okay, anyhow, she too should have to laugh. Really, originality, ingenuity means originality and inventiveness. So at this time, she also joined their laugh. Because she had conducted much researches on the topic chatterboxes, and anyway she laughed. It was time to come up with something else, because as she wrote that much essays, that much points on the same topic many times, now she thought that she should have to do something what differently. Okay, it was time to come up with something else, something original. Now she began to think that something different is to be done. My friend San, who is good at poetry, offered to help me write the essay from beginning to end in verse, and I jumped for joy. So one of her friend named San, she is good in poetry. She writes poetry very much. She's a good poet, so she offered that you can start writing an essay and in the beginning, and we can end the essay with a verse. Verse means poetry. In the ending of the essay we can write a poetry too. So such a suggestion is being done by her friend Sen, and by hearing it Anne Frank became so much happy and she jumped for joy. Mr. Kazin was trying to play a joke on me with this ridiculous subject, but I'd make sure the joke was on him. So she thought, yes, really, by giving this topic as an essay topic, Mr. Kazin was trying to play a joke on me, isn't it? By giving this ridiculous means humorous subject, but he should understand that here the joke is on him. Then I finished my poem, and it was beautiful. It was about a mother duck and a father swan with 3 baby ducklings who were bitten to death by the father because they quacked too much. Okay, so I finished my poem. That means she wrote that poem completely. That third assignment in the form of poetry, and it turned out to be great. It became a very beautiful poem. She wrote a satire really through a story of a mother duck and a father swan with 3 baby ducklings. She was just writing. She was just trying to give out a satire that a father swan bit his 3 baby ducklings to death because of their noisy nature, because of the talkative nature, quacking nature, over quacking nature of these children. Luckily, Mr. Kazin took the joke the right way. To her luck, the professor, that means the teacher, Mr. Kazin, took it lightly. He took it in the humorous way itself. Then he read the poem to the class, adding his own comments and to several other classes as well. Okay, the teacher recited the entire poem in front of the class, and not only that, the same poem is being recited in other classes also. Okay, since then I have been allowed to talk and haven't been assigned any extra homework. From that day onwards, he didn't give any other homeworks or any other extra homeworks to and for being talkative. On the contrary, Mr. Kazin is always making jokes these days. And what's the funniest thing happened? Mr. Kazin, that means the teacher, started cracking jokes every now and then in front of the class that day onwards. Okay, so the teacher became funny, or the teacher became humorous. He has changed because of this incident. So that's our memorable incident for Anne in her life, and by that she ends that day's notes. Yours, Anne. Extracted from The Diary of a Young Girl with slight adaptation. Okay, so what all things we studied today? We had gone through some of the school experiences of Anne, isn't it? One day, the complete class was nervous about their going to the next form. Some students even made bets and staked their complete savings. That means spent their complete savings on that bet. Then, anyway, she and some of her friends were passed to the next class. Then she is mentioning next about her teacher, Max teacher, Mr. Casing. As a total, 9 teachers were there. Mr. Casing taught Max. He was very much angry with Anne. What's the reason for that? Because she was very much talkative. And she had given, so he had given some extra homework to write for Anne. What was that extra homework? She should write an essay on the topic. First time she got the topic a chatterbox. After the homework, Anne started thinking on that essay, and some points came to her mind. And what were the points she added in that? Talking is a student's trait, and I would do my best to control it, but I won't be able to cure this habit. I won't be able to get rid of this habit because, what's the reason habit? Since my mother is also talkative, because my mother is also very much talkative. So moving from the inherited trait cannot be done. So such kind of points were being put forth by Anne on that essay. Then on reading these arguments, Mr. Casing had a good laugh. He laughed out. Then the teacher gave her another essay when she talked again the next time. What was the topic? An incorrigible chatterbox. What's the meaning of incorrigible? Person who cannot be changed, something which cannot be changed. She wrote that essay and kept silence till he completed 2 chapters. But while he started taking the 3rd chapter, she started talking again. And again, what happened? The teacher gave a topic to write an essay. And here, this time, the topic was very much funny, humorous topic. What was the topic? Quack, 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 said Mistress Chatterbox. Not only Anne laughed at that topic, the complete class loudly laughed. They roared out. Anyway, she thought that this time the essay is to be written in a different way. She sought the help of a friend named San. She is a very good poet. She said that she will help her to write the essay. And not only that, the essay is being written in a different way. Essay started like an essay but entered with a verse. Verse means poetry. Okay, so in a different way they wrote that essay, and it is to be handed over to the teacher. And it was about a mother duck and a father swan with 3 ducklings. The ducklings were beaten to death by the father swan. What's the reason? Since they quacked, they were too much talkative. They quacked too much. Really, it was Anne's good luck that Mr. Casing took it in a funny way, it in a right way itself. What he did, he read the poem and gave his own comments. And not only in her class, in other classes also he went and read the poem. Okay, then after that means from that day onwards, Anne was allowed to talk. That means she was not given any extra homeworks as punishments. Then one more thing happened. One more great change has happened by this essay. What was that? Since then, Mr. Casing, this teacher, this Max teacher, he started making jokes. He started cracking jokes. Okay, his nature has changed. So that's all about this chapter. Please take a textbook and read it completely. Not only today's section, the complete section should be read. Then only you'll get a complete idea about the chapter. And if it is possible, try to collect that book. That means the complete book, The Diary of Young Girl. Today we studied only an extract from that book, a small part from that book, isn't it? So if you are able to get that book from somewhere, try to read it. I think at least a few students might have read it. It's good. It is a very good book which is to be read by children of your age. And one more thing, notes of this section is given in separate PDF itself, not included in this video. So write that also and post it on our WhatsApp group. Thank you.